Why don't you just disappear? My stepdaughter snapped during a fight. Her mother joined in, we'd be better off without you. I didn't say a word, just packed my bags. This morning, my phone blew up with 13 missed calls. Something felt off the moment I walked into our living room this Sunday morning. The house was unusually quiet, but that wasn't it. My eyes swept across the room, trying to place what was wrong. Then it hit me, all our family photos looked different. I stepped closer to the large frame above the fireplace, the one from our trip to Yellowstone last summer. The photo was there, but I wasn't. Every picture of me had been carefully removed, leaving awkward gaps in family moments spanning the last 3 years. I stood there, coffee cup growing cold in my hand, when I heard Stella's door upstairs close softly. My stepdaughter's footsteps paused at the top of the stairs. She'd obviously noticed I was up. After a moment's hesitation, she continued down, phone in hand, deliberately not making eye contact as she headed for the kitchen. "Morning," I said, keeping my voice neutral. The silence that followed was heavy with intent. 3 years, that's how long I'd been in Stella's life. 3 years of carefully building trust, of movie nights and math homework help, of trying to be there without pushing too hard. Now, at 16, she'd started pulling away. I'd been expecting typical teenage rebellion, but this felt different. It started last week when I offered to help with her chemistry project. She'd been struggling with the subject, and I thought, well, it doesn't matter what I thought. Her response was like a slap. "Stop pretending you care about my grades. You're not my real dad." I'd heard variations of that before, but something in her tone was new, sharp, deliberate. Delilah, my wife, was in the kitchen and must have heard, but she said nothing. That silence felt like choosing sides. The tension built over the week. Small things, dishes left in the sink with pointed looks, doors closing just a bit too hard, conversations that stopped when I entered rooms. Delilah grew distant too, deflecting when I tried to discuss what was happening. "She's just being a teenager, Thomas. Don't make it about you." But last night, everything exploded. Stella was texting at dinner against our usual rules. When I gently reminded her, she threw her phone down. "God. Why are you always policing everything I do? Why can't you just leave me alone?" "Stella," I started, "I'm just trying to what? Play dad? I already have one." She stood up, chair scraping against the floor. "Why don't you just disappear? Nobody asked you to try so hard. It's pathetic." I looked at Delilah, expecting, I don't know what I expected. Support? Mediation? Instead, she set down her fork and said quietly, "Maybe we'd all be better off if you did." The words hung in the air like smoke. 3 years of memories flashed through my mind. The day Stella first laughed at one of my dad jokes, the night she called me in tears when her first boyfriend broke up with her, the proud smile Delilah gave me when Stella asked me, not her mom, to help pick out her prom dress. I stood up slowly, my dinner half eaten. "Okay," I said simply. "Okay, what?" Stella challenged, but there was a flicker of something in her eyes, uncertainty, maybe. "If that's how you both feel, okay." I walked upstairs to our bedroom and pulled out my old duffel bag. I could hear them whispering downstairs, but nobody came up as I packed enough clothes for a few days. I noticed my hands weren't shaking. I felt oddly calm. When I came down, Stella was gone, probably to her room. Delilah stood in the kitchen doorway, arms crossed. "So you're just leaving? That's your solution?" "You said you'd be better off," I replied, checking for my keys and wallet. "I'm respecting that." "That's not, I didn't mean," she stopped, pride or anger or something else holding back whatever she was going to say. I picked up my bag. "I'll be at Ryan's. I'll figure out something more permanent soon." I paused at the door. You know, when Stella said those things before, it hurt. But hearing you agree? That broke something, Del. I drove to Ryan's place in silence. He took one look at me and set up his guest room without questions. That's the kind of friend he is. I turned off my phone and took a sleeping pill from the emergency stash in my travel kit. This morning, I woke up to sunlight streaming through unfamiliar curtains. When I finally turned on my phone, it exploded with notifications, 13 missed calls, 8 from Delilah, 3 from Stella, 2 from Quinn, my sister. 27 text messages, 4 voicemails. I haven't listened to them yet. I'm sitting here in Ryan's guest room, watching the morning traffic below, thinking about those empty spaces in our family photos. Maybe they were always there, and I just didn't want to see them. My phone buzzes again. It's Stella. After everything that happened, I find myself staring at her name on the screen, wondering what could be so urgent now. But I'm not ready. Not yet. Sometimes, the hardest thing isn't walking away, it's knowing whether you should walk back. Now comment update to tag you on part 2. Update. Why don't you just disappear? My stepdaughter snapped during a fight. Her mother joined in, we'd be better off without you. I didn't say a word, just packed my bags. This morning, my phone blew up with 13 missed calls. Part 2. First, thank you all for the supportive comments on my last post. I didn't expect such an overwhelming response. To address the most common questions, yes, I've read the messages. No, I haven't replied to any of them yet, and yes, I'm still at Ryan's. This morning started like the others, me pretending to focus on work while actually staring at my phone, wondering if I should break the silence. Then Ryan dropped a bomb over breakfast. "Miles is back in town," he said, sliding his phone across the table. "There, On Facebook, was a photo of Stella's biological father, tagged at a local restaurant 2 weeks ago. The same Miles who hasn't paid child support in 3 years. The same Miles who missed Stella's last 4 birthdays. Suddenly, the timing of everything made sense. I scrolled through my texts again. Delilah's messages had evolved from angry, real mature, Thomas. Running away instead of talking, to concerned, please just let us know you're okay, to something more complex. Her latest read, there's something you need to know. It's Stella. Please call. Quinn showed up around lunch, armed with coffee and that no-nonsense look she gets when she's about to meddle in my life. You look like hell, she announced, dropping into Ryan's couch. Thanks. Always good to see you too, sis. She didn't smile. I ran into Stella at the mall yesterday. That got my attention. How is she? Meeting Miles for coffee. She didn't see me. Quinn watched my reaction carefully. She looked hopeful. You know that look she gets? Like when she's trying not to get too excited about something? I knew exactly what she meant. It's the same look Stella had when she got accepted to that summer program last year, like she was afraid to believe something good was really happening. Did you know he's been messaging her for months? Quinn continued, promising to make things right this time. My stomach twisted. I checked Stella's Instagram, something I rarely do. Her latest post was a photo of her and Miles, captioned, "Real family time." The comments were filled with heart emojis from her friends, none of whom knew the history there. Ryan, who'd been quietly listening, spoke up. Remember what happened last time he showed up? When Stella was 13. I remembered. Miles had swept in with grand promises, lasted 2 weeks, then disappeared again. Stella didn't get out of bed for days after. Delilah and I spent months rebuilding her trust, convincing her she was enough, that she deserved better. As if on cue, my phone lit up with a text from Delilah. He's asking her to move in with him. She's actually considering it. Please, Thomas, I know you're angry with me, but she needs you. I started typing several responses, deleted them all. What could I say? Sorry, you told me to disappear, but now you need me to reappear? The whole situation felt like a cruel joke. Then came another notification, Stella's new Instagram story. A picture of college brochure spread across her bed with the caption, "Big changes coming." Sometimes, you have to choose your real path. Those were Miles's exact words from 3 years ago, right before he moved across the country for his real path and stopped answering Stella's calls. Quinn must have seen something in my face. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about the day I married Delilah, I said slowly. Remember what Stella said in her speech? How sometimes, family finds you when you're not looking for it. And now? Now she's posting about her real family and her real path while Miles plays Father of the Year. He's got her convinced. I stopped as my phone started ringing. Unknown number. Thomas, this is Miss Anderson from Riverside High. I'm Stella's guidance counselor. I know this is unusual, but I need to speak with you about some concerning changes in Stella's academic plans and recent behavior. Would you be able to come in tomorrow morning? I agreed to the meeting, my mind racing. Stella had been maintaining straight A's since freshman year, determined to get into a good college. What could have changed? After I hung up, Quinn and Ryan were both watching me expectantly. So? Quinn prompted. So, I think it's time to stop being silent. I picked up my phone and finally opened the voicemail from Stella. Her voice was small, unlike her usual confidence. I know you probably hate me now, and I get it. I need to tell you something. About why I said those things. About Miles. Please call me back. There was something in her voice that reminded me of the 13-year-old girl who used to check the mailbox every day, hoping for a letter that never came. I'm meeting with the guidance counselor tomorrow at 9. After that, I think it's time for some honest conversations. Because the thing about disappearing is, sometimes, it lets you see things more clearly from a distance. The school's number is still on my screen. Next to it is a text notification from Miles to our family group chat, which I'm still part of. Great news. Big announcement at dinner tomorrow night. I have a feeling I know exactly what that announcement will be. And I'm not going to let history repeat itself. Now comment update to tag you on part 3.